What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with another video that's a rant, a rave, a talk, a discussion, a ramble about America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. The 2020 Dallas Cowboys season is now upon us. Technically, it's the off season, but still, we did some very interesting things the past few days. One, we totally trolled the Eagles by announcing at the halftime of the Eagles-Seahawks game that we parted ways officially with Jason Garrett. And then Jason Garrett had an interview with the New York Giants. He didn't get the job. Coach Judge is going to be the new coach of the New York Giants. And also there's something else I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, we got a brand new coach that I am actually, I'm actually in love with. Yeah, Cowboys. I was making sure that I was wearing the right hat before I could point at it. I was like, oh yeah, because there's another hat that I have to wear for work, and so I was just making sure. So, Mike McCarthy, the former Green Bay Packers head coach, is now the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and I couldn't be happier. This is definitely an upgrade. This is definitely something that the Cowboys, I didn't expect them to do. When I heard McCarthy was coming in for the interview, I was like, it's whatever. We're just bringing him in so that we can, have a headline, that the beat writers can have a headline that, oh, McCarthy, Dallas Cowboys, whatever. But it turns out that we actually signed him. And that surprised me because I fully expected Jerry to go out there and get either Urban Meyer or Lincoln Riley, respectfully. And they didn't do that. They only interviewed two coaches. One was Marvin Lewis, which, no, don't do that. Don't ever do that. They interviewed him, and apparently he said that his defensive coordinator, he'd be bringing in Hugh Jackson. And again, don't do that. This is the guy that won like 3 football games the entire time that he was at Cleveland. I know that he was a head coach, now he's a defensive coordinator, but he coached with the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're not good. So definitely not. And so that was kind of like the scene in Mrs. Doubtfire. At the very end where they're trying to find a nanny to replace Mrs. Doubtfire, and like they have one lady that's like, I don't clean windows, I don't do dishes, I don't do this, I don't read stories, I don't do that. This is kind of like with Marvin Lewis. I don't win playoff games, I don't go to Super Bowls, I don't have good records, I don't have good teams. Like this, we're like, oh, yeah, we'll give you a call. Yeah, just mark them off the list. So, for those of you that see Mrs. Doubtfire, you get that reference, give me a thumbs up and a hello in the comments. So, that's kind of how I saw that whenever I heard that they brought Marvin Lewis in, and they axed him immediately. They're like, nope. And Sally Field going, like, mark him off. He's done. So, Mike McCarthy is an analytics guy, and analytics is something that I actually, as a football fan and as a person in general, I believe in analytics. I really do. If you look at a statistic, fun with Dick and Jane reference again for you. So that helps, because let's say that we have Forbath, and it's like a 59-yard field goal, and Kai Forbath has like a 67.3% chance of sinking that game-winning field goal instead of us going for it on, let's say, 4th and 2, then obviously that's a good statistic. Let's do it. Or, the Chicago Bears, just for example, defense likes to blitz on third and mediums all the time. So like they blitz like 83% of the time. So we could utilize that statistic and be like, okay, so it's pretty much an 83% chance that they're going to do this. Now, if you had an 83% chance of winning the lottery, you would do it, right? So that's kind of how I see it. And the Cowboys have been kind of like, hell no to analytics. They're like, we're just going to do what we think is good at the time. Which, I mean, is cool in some instances, but other instances it's like absolutely freaking not, because you got math, you just got statistics on your side. Statistics, there's that word again. That we obviously need that, because there have been a few instances where we do very suspicious play calling on like third and short, third and medium, whatever you want to say, and it's come back to bite us in the ass. And I think with the McCarthy regime, I think that we'll actually improve. And he also brought in his own defensive coordinator, Nolan, which that means that Richard's probably gone as the defensive line coach, and that means Marinelli is definitely gone. And I've heard that Nolan has done the 3-4 and the 4-3. I personally like the 4-3 better than the 3-4, but if it wins us football games, I guess I really can't complain. I just don't want to see the Tampa 2 anymore. That is something that I think it hasn't aged well, and for our defense, it's inconsistent, because we were really good in 2018 with that defense, but this year we kind of fell back down to earth, and it's just like, next. So we're getting rid of that, and we don't know about Kellen Moore, if he's going to come back and be the offensive coordinator or just play calling in general. We don't know. McCarthy might want to take over play calling, obviously. The guy has a damn Super Bowl. And that's another thing that I'm glad that we got McCarthy, because compared to Jason Garrett, McCarthy is like a godsend, because McCarthy has a winning record in the playoffs. He's 10-8, while Jason Garrett was 2-3. And obviously McCarthy has that one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, and we didn't even sniff the Super Bowl ever with Jason Garrett. We got close with the catch with Des Bryant, but that's as far as it's gone since then. And in all likely, it's going to look like that it's going to be successful, and it's onwards and upwards for the Cowboys here, because in all honesty, I don't, like Shango said, I kind of agree with him. I don't see us getting any worse. I don't see us getting worse than 8-8. Like if we go below 8-8, then what the hell are we doing? It's not the coaching after all. It's probably the players. Which I mean, I have full faith in these players. I just didn't trust the coaching staff most of the time. Sometimes the players, I'm like, oh God, we got to rely on Jeff Heath to do this. We got to rely on Byron Jones to do this. Don't get me wrong, they're good players, but I mean, how good are they in a pinch? And sometimes it doesn't come in fruition. So the Cowboys did a good thing. It's a good signing. It's a good upgrade versus Jason Garrett, who, in all honesty, like, I don't know why we kept him around as long as we did, besides the Joneses being a family friend, and he's also married into the family. And I just don't see it. Like, I don't see why we waited this long when this is a guy that I've been wanting to get rid of since like 2014. Why we're doing it now in 2020. You know what? I'll tell you why we're doing it right now. Is because not Jason Garrett, Jerry Jones, his clock is ticking. And by that, I mean that Jerry doesn't have a lot of time with this organization. He's getting older. He's up there in age. It's looking like that he's going to pass the torch to Stephen Jones, which I'm totally okay with, because even though I love him to death, Stephen Jones, kind of like Ultimate Cowboy said, Stephen Jones is the reason that we got Zach Martin to protect Tony Romo and now Dak Prescott versus Johnny Manziel. And that turned out to be a good choice, even though I love Johnny Manziel, being a Aggie fan, gig 'em. But that was definitely the better choice, in my opinion. So we did that, and that's great. And in all honesty, I think just like Steven, we don't know how much of this is like his responsibility, like his doing, because Steven easily could have, like, him and Jerry could have been in a room, and Jerry would have been like, oh, well, I think we should go get Urban Meyer. And Steven's like, Dad, shut up. Mike McCarthy's coming in. Listen to what he has to say. I think he's a good candidate for us. Let's hire him. That's probably a scenario. And how it went down, was I there? No. Do I wish I was there? Yeah, kind of. So I feel that it just seems like that we're going to be not only okay, but we're going to be good, if not great, with this new coaching staff. I know that we haven't gotten all the pieces yet. I know that we just have Nolan and McCarthy. But whoever he brings in, because McCarthy did take a year off from football to study and to digest whatever the current NFL situation is with, pass versus run, and you got RPOs, and you got, the Philly special, stuff like that. It's a new era since Mike McCarthy has, won that Super Bowl, and it's a reason that I think that he took the year off and he just honed in on his craft, and hopefully that he not only perfected it, but he was able to find a staff that can come in and help this organization and potentially win a 6th ring for the Cowboys, as well as another ring for the Joneses, which I think would be fantastic. And get Dak a ring, get Zeke a ring, that would be extraordinary. Now, speaking of Dak and Zeke, I think McCarthy might be licking his chops, rubbing his hands together, making the Play-Doh snake, about what am I going to do with Ezekiel Elliott, man? Because the possibilities are endless for Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, that guy can run, that guy can catch, that guy can block. Whatever you need him to do, he'll do it. He's like the Swiss Army knife for that offense. Not as good as Taysom Hill, which can do pretty much anything for the Saints, but I digress. So, and also, Dak's contract is up. Amari Cooper's contract is up. Byron Jones' contract, I believe, is up. Dak, I think, can have the 5th-year option, so we can definitely, I think we can sign him to that. I'm not sure if we've done that already yet. We can pick up that 5th-year option, but Coop does not have a 5th-year option. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think Byron does either, but I could be wrong on that case. And in all honesty, I might see us franchising Dak and him becoming the next Kirk Cousins. And Shannon Sharp said this on Undisputed, and I usually don't agree with Shannon Sharp because he's nothing but a hater, but he says that franchise tagging usually leads to hurt feelings, like what happened with Kirk Cousins. The guy got franchise tagged multiple times, and obviously that doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth, and if anything, it just leads towards resentment. And I don't want that with Dak Prescott. Of course, people are talking about, get rid of Prescott, get rid of Prescott. What option do we have? We draft at 17, and in all honesty, I would like for us to go get a tight end or somebody in the secondary, or even a wide receiver with that 1st-round pick. I don't think we need to worry about a quarterback. So we don't have another option, really. With Cooper Rush, we got Cooper Rush. That's an option. It's not a good one, but it's an option. You guys want Cooper Rush? You want number 7 instead of number 4? I didn't think so. So I think Dak will get franchise tagged, unfortunately. I think we re-sign Coop, and I think Byron might walk. But that's just me. I don't know. Things can change on a dime, and everybody knows that. All right, guys. So I am heading into work right now, so I will leave you with that. And I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys have a fantastic day going forward. And I hope you guys have a great week. All right. Thank y'all so much for letting me vent and rant and ramble and rave about this team. And in all honesty, you guys are fantastic. You guys are great. I couldn't ask for a better supporting cast for the Piglets. You guys make the channel so much better. And I am in debt to you guys for the rest of my life. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. I'm trying to get in this damn parking spot without killing myself. Thank you so much once again for dropping by. And always remember, my little piglets, call them pork chop. Loves y'all the mostest. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Say it with me, everybody, because we signed Mike McCarthy to a new coaching contract. And also say it because it's a brand new year. I want to ring it in with a loud yell of, "How about them Cowboys?" Bye, guys.